Okay. How you guys doing? Chris Kaiser from Captured by CK. I'm in Hawaii, and if you didn't know it, there's a lot of chickens in Hawaii. There aren't many dogs. There's a few cats, but behind me is the Lanai Mountain Range. Over here, I'm on Maui, is the other mountain range. It's just an amazing place to be. I wanted to try and get a place that, one, was protected from the wind so you guys could hear what I was saying, as well as show you some of the beauty of Hawaii. It's very, 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 very windy today. I'm camping on Maui. I missed a volcano eruption by about 4 days, which is very unfortunate. I can't get back over the island. I don't have a rental car, and rental cars are running about $2,000 a day if you can find one. So I'm propped up against a tree to try and block some of the wind. This is my third live from Hawaii, so I've been in Hawaii for 3 Tuesdays. Got here on the 2nd. I'm leaving tomorrow. I'll be home on the 18th. So it's been a great trip. It's had some ups and downs, like most photography trips and most vacations do. We had a bout of food poisoning when my family was with me, and then Friday, my adapter for my Nikon lens F-mount adapter to F-mount to Z-mount snapped in half for whatever reason. I'm still not sure why. And so those have been the challenges of Hawaii. But today what we're going to talk about is how to grow your YouTube account and what the 5-month challenge is all about. And what the 5-month experiment or 5-month challenge is you take one platform, and feel free to say hello when you guys come in. Always great to see everybody. You take one platform, you learn it for a month, and you just dedicate yourself to doing only that platform. So when I first started, I didn't have much video experience other than what I had done for my business. But so I started with YouTube. And with YouTube, it taught me how to speak consistently, how to make sure my topics were on point. And after that, I went to TikTok. But I spent a month on YouTube and tried to grow my YouTube account by focusing on YouTube content. So 5 to 10 minute videos that I also changed into shorts. YouTube Shorts is now its own little part of the experiment. So it's really a 6-month experiment if you do it correctly. But you don't not post to any of your other social media accounts. You just focus on growing and learning that one account, that one platform. So you become an expert on that platform, and then you move on to the next one. And what this does, it allows you to understand what each platform needs, what the algorithm is looking for, and teaches you how to do better on that one social media platform. Then you take everything you learned from that and you apply it to the second one. And the second platform I went with was TikTok, because I knew I needed to get more concise. I knew I needed to develop a more succinct, a quicker style of getting to the point. I knew I needed to get my hook and my point in there within the first 2 seconds. And TikTok makes you do that, because in TikTok, you know, your videos are anywhere from 7 to 15 to at most 30 seconds. So TikTok is just another form, another platform where everything is totally different. So everything that I learned on YouTube, my cadence, how to talk to the camera, things like that, I was able to implement on the TikTok, but I was also able to get my hooks going and develop my thumbnails and think about what pictures I was going to put, what was going to get more and more views on that particular platform. Now, I didn't stop posting to YouTube. I just wasn't focused on YouTube. So I still posted on 5 platforms a day. I posted on LinkedIn, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Facebook, and Instagram. So actually 6. And then by sticking with one platform, you're able to go ahead and, hello, how you guys doing? You're able to go ahead and take everything you learned from that platform and go back and implement it on the next platform. So after I did YouTube, I did TikTok, which taught me to speed things up. So then I wanted to go to, hey there, how you doing? Alzio, hey my guys, and Straight Garage, Straight Garage. Hey there, how you doing? Good to see everybody today. I'm coming to you live from Maui, Hawaii. I'll do a 360 here so you can see kind of what Hawaii is like. I'm in the Lahaina area. This area was devastated by fire a couple years ago, but it's coming back. It's just a beautiful, beautiful. You can see the mountain range, Lanai Island. All these islands, you know, when I flew over from the Big Island to Maui, my flight was 14, we were in there 14 minutes. It was very interesting. But so what I was saying was, I took every time you switch to a different platform, after you learn that platform, you post on it for a month. You learn how to grow that platform, you work with ChatGPT or whatever AI platform you're using, and it tells you, it helps you, it guides you how to post and how to grow. You know, you take a picture of how your videos are doing, knowing that the first 14 days, no matter what is happening, the algorithm is getting to know you. So unless you just really have something that goes viral that is really hard to do these days, you're not, the platform's going to learn who to send your out to. And so you have to be a little patient. And that's why it's important to continue posting on the other platforms too. You just focus on the platform you're trying to learn, and then you continue to post on that one platform you're learning. Work with your AI program, work with chat, follow it yourself if you know how to grow your platform, and it will allow you to analyze how your videos are doing, how your hooks are doing, what kind of retention you're getting. But it's going to take at least 2 weeks. And that's why it's a 5 to 6 month experiment, because each platform, the first 2 weeks is just the platform learning your content. Now, if you go ahead and post every day, that 2 weeks is going to be a little bit more beneficial to those that post more often, because hey there, Nami. But because it always messes me up when I stop to say hello. I feel like I need to. So that algorithm learns where to place your content, who to send it to. And it takes a long time for all this. I started back in August with, 0 followers. And I think my goal was to have 50 by my birthday, which was November 9th, which I think I had 58 on November 9th. And today I checked before I went on, and I'm at 142. And, I I was hoping I'd have more than that, but the reality is that I'm actually doing better than many. Anyone in my time zone? Hey there, how you guys doing? Yeah, so what happens is I see your messages, and then the algorithm also sends messages. I'm on Hawaii time right now, but I'm trying to stay on Eastern, just because that's what you guys are used to. But good to see everybody. But what I was saying was the algorithm needs to learn who to send your content to, and that takes 2 weeks. So by posting every day on all 5 or 6 platforms, or whatever platforms are important to you, you're allowing the algorithm to learn where to send your information. And as it does that, more people watching your videos, and that's how your channel grows. Now, not everybody is going to be interested in Facebook. Not everybody's going to be interested in LinkedIn. Now, if you have your own business, you for sure want to post on LinkedIn. But also know LinkedIn algorithm is so much different than TikTok's. It's so much than YouTube's, because with LinkedIn algorithm, it judges how your video is doing by how your responses are. And it's not views, it's about interaction. And that's what LinkedIn teaches you. And that was what I did my third on LinkedIn. And that taught me how to respond to everybody, how to answer questions. I was always committed to answering questions every day as long as I could. Now I'm having a hard time answering B's. My second part of my trip, I'm staying in campgrounds because I'm getting up. I woke up at 5 a.m. today to take some pictures, sunrise pictures. So I'm staying in campgrounds so I can be close to where I need to photograph. And because of that, my internet service is not the best. But I'm also saving. A hotel in Maui right now is running about between $1,800 and $700 a night, which is just stupid. Whereas my campground is $35, and it does have a hot shower, which is important to me, and probably important to the person that I'm flying next to on my way home. But the 5-month or 6-month experiment, it's however many platforms you have, you need to focus on that are important to you. So you need to sit down and decide which platforms are important to you. I would assume that everyone thinks that YouTube is important to you. And if YouTube is important to you, then you also should do a dedicated month to YouTube Shorts. So there's 2 months. Probably Instagram. Instagram is what I'm doing this month. And Instagram focuses on visuals. And if you're younger, then probably TikTok's very important to you. TikTok's very hard to grow subscriber-wise. It's not like YouTube. They don't subscribe as easily as they do on YouTube. That doesn't mean it can't be done. It just means it's going to take you a little bit more time, which is okay. I firmly believe that one of the biggest disservices that could happen to you would be that you go viral immediately and you don't learn how to do all these things. Because if you don't learn how to do all these things, then after you get some momentum going, you're not going to know what to do next. But by posting and doing this experiment with each platform every month, every day preferably, you get used to you get in a rhythm. You understand each platform better. You learn more. You learn quicker. You don't forget what you had done. If you only post once a week, it's going to take you 4 or 7 times longer to learn what you could in a month. So if you can post once a week and once a day, even if it's just a 2 to 3 minute video, you're going to be so much better. And when you're first starting out, your first 10 to 20 videos aren't going to be real great anyway. I mean, you're going to try and do the very best you can. Everyone does, but the reality is there's just certain things you don't know, certain things you have to work through, certain ways you need to learn to use the camera, certain ways that you need to learn how to edit. You know, I'm still learning how to use YouTube Live. You know, because I want you guys to see these scenes, and I want them to show up well, but it's really hard when I can't control the visuals and the lightness and darkness. See, like right now, that's not horrible. You can barely see the mountain out there, but you can kind of see it. This is an island. I can never be a weatherman. But anyway, you know, Hawaii's been amazing. And I think if you guys will try this experiment where you're posting to each platform every day for a month and then go on to another platform, I think it's the quickest way to get your learning curve. And then once you decide what platforms are important to you, and you run through all of them. Let's say you only are worried about 4 platforms: TikTok, YouTube Shorts, and Instagram. So then it's a 4-month experiment for you. So you spend a month on each platform, and you continue posting every day on each platform. There are programs that will help you schedule all this stuff. I scheduled all my content when I was in Hawaii 18 days in advance because I knew I couldn't do the trip and keep up with my posting schedule. So I went ahead and I made content ahead of time. The only thing that's live or that is actually from Hawaii are the lives. And then I'm also doing some Instagram post on how to take pictures and things like that. But that's how I'm utilizing Instagram. But so back to what we were saying, if you have 4 platforms that you're focused on, that's going to be 4 months. So every month you're going to do each one, but you're going to continue to post on each one every day. And then after the 4 months, you're then going to decide, do you need to restart that 4-month schedule? So that all of a sudden it's an 8-month process. And I know this isn't what everyone likes to hear, but in all honesty, it's probably a year's process before you really get to where you're very, very good at each platform and you're growing your base and you have your social media account ready to do the things that you want to do with it. I don't know what you want to do with your social media account. I'm still trying to figure out sometimes what I'm trying to do with my social media account. But I do know that I want to try and get my subscribers up. I know I want to hone in on what I want to talk about. So mine's kind of a learning channel, how to grow on social media, how to take better pictures, and things like that. That's what my content is doing best on. But keeping that in mind and knowing that you probably have a year's journey ahead of you, it's not so daunting when you have a bad day, when one of your videos isn't getting the number of views that you think it should. There are several videos where I think, oh, this is going to be a great video. It's going to do really well. And it might get 5 to 7 views. And that's okay because I know that, right now I think if you look at my account, I have 576 videos. So I know that once everything clicks, all those videos I think are great, people are going to go back and look at. And eventually, I will be getting the views that they deserve. And if they don't deserve the views, then they won't get them. So, but it's a year's journey. And while it could be a 3-month, a 4-month, a 5-month, or a 6-month experiment, you start over. And then after you start over, you either go back in and do each platform again for a month, or you focus on one platform for 3 months and really learn that, and then take everything you learned and go back to the other platforms that you're trying to learn. But the nice thing about all these platforms is even though each one of them is set up differently and you learn different things on each one, you utilize all these things no matter what. So I hope that's helpful. My last live from Hawaii, I'm trying to decide what the correct amount of time is to be gone. I think 18 days, if I was by myself the whole time, would have been a little bit long. I'm thinking probably 11 to 12 days is probably the perfect trip. Because I got to pay for all this stuff. So, and after a while, there's only so many pictures you can take. I missed the volcano eruption. I'm not too happy about that, but that's the way it goes. And it looks like things are getting a little dicey over on the Big Island. It looks like the volcano might like super erupt. So maybe it's a good thing I'm not over there. I don't know. But all we can do with all this stuff is the best we can and try to get the best result we can and go from there. So I hope these live videos are helping people. I hope the videos are helping. There's a bunch of them. If you have any questions, and you can scroll through and look at the different topics. You might have a topic that you're interested in. So thanks so much for joining me. And next Tuesday we'll be live from Florida. And pretty soon time change is going to hit us and we're going to spring ahead. So, but live from Hawaii, this is Chris with Kapturing CK on Maui. And we'll talk to you guys very soon. Have a great one. Bye-bye.